Hansei, everyone. Tanis Peranto Nitsigasan, Naya Apitawe Gosisan, Sagitawak Nitsotzin. Hello, everybody. My name is Tanis Peranto. I am a member of the Métis Nation of Alberta from Peace River, where I currently am. And I am the events and media manager at the American Indian Community House. And today I'm here to deliver our Facebook Live updates for you. So today I'll be going over some information and be sharing some photos like the one that you just saw as we go along. So happy summer and happy Pride Month, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on behalf of the American Indian Community House. We're grateful for your support and thank you for tuning in every Sunday. Sheldon Raymore is usually your host, but I'm taking over for the day. Sheldon will be back next Sunday where we'll probably do this together. We are getting a strong presence on our YouTube channel, so thank you everyone who has subscribed. If you are not already subscribed to the AICH YouTube channel, it would be much appreciated if you did. We have everything archived. All of our public events are archived on our YouTube channel. So if you feel like you missed anything, you can check them out on our YouTube channel. Your active support in this helps ensure our visibility continues on various outlets. The American Indian Community House has spent the past 50 years serving the urban Native and Indigenous populations of New York City. In those 50 years as a community organization, AICH has been at the forefront championing LGBTQ2S rights and dismantling oppression that shames individuals that don't conform to a patriarchal archetype. Prior to European contact, Native American and Indigenous cultures embraced and revered Two-Spirit individuals. Two-Spirit individuals are regarded as valuable members of our communities, holding both the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. Two-Spirits served as mediators for tribal affairs due to the powerful and unique qualities they possess. As the last weekend of Pride Month, right now, we would like to recognize the work that AICH and our community members have done to create LGBTQ2S visibility and the support we provide people living with HIV. AICH began providing HIV and AIDS services to Natives in 1990. And prior to 1990, there wasn't any culturally appropriate HIV/AIDS services for Native Americans. We were the first nonprofit organization in New York State to provide HIV/AIDS counseling, activism, and community support. As an organization, we are blessed to have HIV and AIDS educators and activists like Curtis Harris Davia, who is San Carlos Apache, Tony Enos, Cherokee, Talanksa, Lakota Sioux, and Sheldon Raymore and Prepahontas, Cheyenne River Sioux. They have all devoted their life's work to lift up Two-Spirits and persons living with HIV. AICH promotes the well-being for LGBTQ2S persons that might be struggling with gender expression, sexual orientation, and identity. AICH comes from a place of love. We work to break through emotional barriers like intergenerational trauma, colonial trauma, coupled with life trauma. We counsel and empower those to take direction of their lives and health so they can lead a life filled with acceptance, love, and meaningful relationships. Last year, in 2019, in partnership with NYC Pride, the Community House hosted the second Two-Spirits and HIV Conference. The sold-out conference was in conjunction with the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. The conference created space and visibility for Native HIV/AIDS educators and activists to get their voices heard. 2019 also saw AICH's Germ City exhibit at the Museum of the City of New York. AICH's exhibition explored HIV prevention methods and our traditional healing practices. Native Americans and Indigenous peoples have a sordid history of infectious diseases and centuries of fighting government and mainstream medical practitioners. And a note, Tony Enos, who's Cherokee, will perform live for the upcoming virtual 2020 International AIDS Conference. So definitely check that out. Tony is a fantastic performer. And although we can't physically come together, we are still able to connect during this time. In honoring Pride Month, the American Indian Community House has presented Two-Spirit Indigiqueer Virtual Bingo. It is the Glitter Fabulous Wow in the POW event. A Two-Spirit Indigiqueer guest has hosted the virtual wigwam every Friday during the month of June. It has been a month filled with fun and awesome prizes like AICH swag, stuff like this that I'm wearing, other shirts, hats, and beadwork. It has served as a safe and a brave space for our community. This past Friday's host was the fabulous Claudia Haddad, a prominent figure with the Two-Spirit Indigenous peoples of New York City. Claudia has an impressive legacy and commitment to LGBTQ2S individuals. Maybe it's a little known fact, maybe you do know this, but the American Indian Community House was founded in 1969, which is the same year as the Stonewall Rebellion. AICH celebrates its two-spirit, queer, lesbian, gay, bisexual, pansexual, fluid, transgender, genderqueer, non-binary, and gender non-conforming Indigenous community members. Educational, environmental, political, health, and wellness programming that celebrates all our peoples and intersecting marginalized communities and movements. Previous hosts and bingo callers for our Friday night June bingos has been Landa Lakes and Prepahontas. And we have another bingo coming up this Friday. The caller will be determined and we will let you all know that. We'll post on our social media. So now I'm just going to share with you a quick few slides of what I was just talking about. So bear with me while I pull up these photos. So here's a photo of some of the AICH staff and community members at Stonewall's 50th anniversary in 2019 last year. Oh, I should point out, and that's Claudia, our latest bingo caller in the middle. And here is a photo of one of our other bingo callers, Prepahontas. This photo is from World Pride and New York City Pride 2019. And here is Curtis Harris Davia, San Carlos Apache, at H's Germ City exhibit at the Museum of the City of New York in New York City, 2019. And here's a photo of Tony Enos. This is a poster advertising the Live at AIDS 2020 event. It says round-the-clock access to the latest science, policy, and research. AIDS 2020, 23rd International AIDS Conference, virtual, July 6th to the 10th. So that's coming up right around the corner. You can register at aids2020.org. And here is a photo of Prepahontas, who was our 2 callers ago with our bingo nights. So you can register for our bingo nights via a Google form, RSVP, and then you'll get all the information that way. And we will always post our advertisement for the evening and the Google form link that you can click on our Facebook page. And we usually put that out the same day of, so look for that on Fridays. Okay, back to me. So in other news, last summer, AICH had its first summer residency on Governor's Island and welcomed over 15,000 visitors to our space. Amazing, 15,000 people. For those who aren't familiar with Governor's Island, it's over 170 acres situated in New York Harbor. The Lenni Lenape were Mannahatta's original inhabitants, otherwise known as Manhattan. The Lenni Lenape utilized Governor's Island for large-scale tree nut production. Today, the very same nut trees that were planted by the Lenni Lenape are still standing, providing a healthy ecosystem to New York's harbor. And our residency last summer was so successful that Governor's Island welcomed the community house back for a second residency this summer. But due to the challenges of COVID-19 and New York City's CDC guidelines, we have not been able to set up our residency yet, unfortunately. Just on hold for now. But as our communities continue to look towards different methods of healing and sustainability, We are thrilled to announce that Governor's Island has adapted to the current challenges, and we are so pleased to share that we are part of the Agriculture Heritage Project on Governor's Island. And our staff member, Aru Apaza, who is Aymara from the sacred lands of Bolivia, has been hard at work the past couple of months tending to growing beds that showcase food and farming traditions from diverse immigrant communities that they have each played a part and an important role in Lower Manhattan and New York City's history, development, and character. The growing beds are located on the island at Earth Matters Soil Start Farm. When the island opens up to the public, we will make an announcement so that you can visit the curated agriculture heritage project and engage with the different growing beds. Just like everyone across Indian country, we had to adapt to the current times. AICH is committed to providing our community members and allies with programming that is relevant. As we seek to heal from the stress and health concerns of COVID-19 and the ongoing social injustices, what better way to receive healing and nourishment from Earth Mother, going back and reconnecting to our roots? So hold on one other second. I'm going to share with you some photos of Governor's Island, and they look beautiful. A view I hadn't seen yet until I saw this photo. So here's a photo of Governor's Island in New York Harbor. This is courtesy of the Lonely Planet. And the Admiral House, so when you cross from Manhattan to Governor's Island, you go left and it's a little bit over. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, maybe. So when you're looking at the photo on the right-hand side towards the water in the kind of by that white thing, that's where the Admiral's house is over there, I believe. So another photo here is our staff member, Aru Apaza, who I just mentioned, is hard at work with the Earth Matters Soil Start Farm project on Governor's Island. This was taken this June. So that's our update about Governor's Island and our fabulous garden we have going on. So next I'm going to move along to the census. The census is very important. It is still ongoing. There has been an extension for the count, which is great because we need to make sure that all of our Native people are counted. In order to continue Native programming and making our voices heard as a people, we suggest that you actively participate in our 2020 census. We have experienced erasure for centuries, and to ensure that we are still counted for, please take the 2020 census. There's a woman named Jen Deerenwater, who is a Cherokee journalist. She has stated, without this, meaning a complete count, we experience not only the loss of resources that our ancestors gave through their blood and land in treaty negotiations, but we suffer a continued genocide through data erasure. If we are to stand with our ancestors and fight for the well-being of the 7 generations to come, then we must push local, state, and federal governments to meaningfully and respectfully work with tribal government and community leaders to finally achieve an accurate count. So well said, Jen. Please see our 2020 census link. It will take you to the form to fill out, which is quick to do. The website is my2020census.gov. Really simple. And I don't have an eye on the Facebook page right now, but hopefully someone can maybe type that in the chat box. Or, well, I guess it's not a chat box, it's the comment section. But we'll definitely link it after. So I'm going to show you a picture of Jen and, oh, actually, is that what I'm doing? Yes. I have something else to show you. Oh, no, wait, that's Colleen. Okay, sorry. Now, I would like to take the time to address what I think is an interesting article that I found from ABTN News. Indigenous digital artist Colleen Hele Cardinal has created a digital map that illustrates the 60s scoop survivors. In the 1950s and 1960s, over 20,000 First Nations, Inuit, and Métis children were taken by Canadian Child Welfare and were placed into non-Indigenous households and adopted. This is something called the 60s scoop. It's probably more well known in Canada, which is where I am and where I'm from, versus the US, but this is something that everyone should know about. Colleen is an adoptee and experienced the loss of cultural connections and traditional ways because of this. Her digital map features locations where adoptees were taken. I think Colleen's work proves powerful to document the stories of so many children who were taken from their family and homelands. So I'm going to show you, that's the next picture I'm going to show you, is of Colleen and her amazing virtual map. So that's a picture of Colleen, Nahia Isquiu, artist and indigiqueer activist. This is from indigenousmaps.com. And this is a photo of her work with the virtual map that she's doing. So it's called In Our Words, Mapping the 60 Scoop Survivors by Colleen Hilly Cardinal. This image is from ATPN News. You can also go to 60scoopnetwork.org and see this map, and you'll see she's having people fill in where they were adopted from and where they were taken to, and you'll see that all virtually on this amazing piece of art. Okay. So another fun fact that I found on the topic of tradition and cultural identity, if you are looking for ways to stay engaged with Native culture or would like to learn a new skill set or brush up on your Mohawk, there's a newspaper based out of Ganawage Mohawk territory in Quebec called The Eastern Door. They are introducing a very handy language learning tool for those hoping to pick up or practice speaking Mohawk from home they have a weekly themed Mohawk vocabulary. So in their paper, they do one page that is Mohawk vocabulary, and it has a different theme every week. And they have a Facebook page and they have a website as well, The Eastern Door. So the rest I will tell you about are just our upcoming events. We have an event that is usually every Wednesday night. It is now going to be every other Wednesday night. It's called Sacred Spaces, Honoring Our Elders and Our Stories of Living Culture. This series features our elders as they tell us stories about their history in New York City. There are opportunities to interact and ask questions. This event really is for anyone who would like to learn the history and wisdom of our elders in New York City and the Northeast and beyond. It's a conversation between an elder guest of honor and the community members who join us on Zoom. So you have the option to RSVP and join on Zoom, or you can watch. We also stream to our Facebook Live. And past guests have included Nadima Agard, Louis Mofsey, Harry Wallace, Francis Grumley. We have tons. We've done so many now. I think we've done around 10. And so our last one was last week. So this week we'll take a break and we'll be back next week with a new guest. And these are also all archived on our YouTube channel. So if you missed them, go check them out there. They are every other Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. And we do this because New York City has a rich history of Native presence and actually the highest population of urban Indians in the country. From the last census in 2010, we were counted around 110,000, and only actually, I believe it was 60% of the population did the census. So you can see how that number gives you an undercount. If we had been 100%, our numbers would be 180,000 or something. So as people who live in Lenape-Hoking, it is important for us to take the time to get to know the elders who have been here for many years before us and to listen to their stories of what their experiences have been and what they continue to be today. So that's Wednesdays. Thursdays, we have Native Theater Thursdays, which has been every Thursday, but we're also now going to alternate every other Thursday. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. We stream live to Facebook. You can't join on Zoom for this one. You can just watch on Facebook. Eventually it'll be streamed on YouTube, but for now it's Facebook. But past readings are archived on YouTube as well. So you can go watch any that you missed there. The American Indian Community House Indigenous Futurism Initiative presents Native Theater Thursdays in an official partnership of FNTG, which stands for First Nations Theater Guild, and the Eagle Project. We are dedicated to revitalizing traditional and contemporary stories and uplifting the voices of our people through professional development and promotion to advance artistic careers and our living culture. supporting our Native artists' economy in Manhattan. Through arts and continued opportunities, we will work together to sustain and continue to self-determine our futures throughout this pandemic. Like fried bread, we rise, and we, the American Indian Community House, stand with you. With support from New York City Census 2020, Novo Foundation, New York Women's Foundation, Manhattan Fund, Decolonize Wealth, Edgar Villanueva COVID Emergency Relief Fund, and our individual ally donations. We thank you and remain humble and grateful every day. Native Theater Thursdays is for everyone. Everyone is invited to watch these fantastic plays. Native playwrights, all Native actors, Native directors, all Native. It's fantastic. We have actually seen nothing like this yet. It is a live play reading every other Thursday from 8 to 9:30-ish p.m. We're doing this because the majority of our artists, partially one of our reasons, is the majority of our artists have lost gigs and jobs and opportunities because of the pandemic. So we want to use this time to continue to self-determine our futures throughout this pandemic and provide opportunity for our artists and to remain visible and continue to bring more awareness to our Native voices and stories. Last week's play was called Carlisle, A Different Three Sisters by Merton Running Wolf. This is a synopsis for you. Carlisle, a play with music set in the year 1914, satirizes the last days of the Carlisle Indian School before closing its doors and sending its student body off to World War I as America's first wave of disposable soldiers. The Fortune Boy siblings, a Native American family raised in Boston, Massachusetts, desperately hang on to the last remnants of their pseudo bourgeois lifestyles as the decaying monarchy of the infamous American Indian boarding school. A year after their controlling father's death, 4 months until the deployment of the student soldiers to the war in France, the siblings and every inhabitant of the boarding school know that their lives have suddenly become disposable goodwill gestures for America's reputation. It is a fabulous, very complex play. It's an adaptation loosely based on Chekhov's Three Sisters. And we had an all-star studded cast: Dylan Carasona, Jolie Cloutier, Wolfen de Castro, Frank Catas, Irma Laguerre, Sarah Lise MacArthur, Dion Oliverio, sorry, Dion, Felix Ortiz Cruz, myself, I was in it, Kalani Cuepo, Miles Rowe, Genesis Toyek, Maria Wilkins, and Abby Ibarra. So if you missed that, it's on our Facebook page and will soon be on our YouTube page. Now, another event for the weekend we actually just had today is from 12 to 2 p.m. It is called Sacred Spaces, Honoring Our Elders Talking Circle. You can join the community house as we host a Sacred Spaces, a place for our community to honor elders through these uncertain times. As a community, we claim time to check in with one another, to talk about our journeys, catch up with friends, and share insight and good medicine to strengthen each other's spirit in unity. And sometimes we play bingo and trivia. This is for American Indian Community House community members. It's a conversation. We just hang out, we talk, we make sure everybody's okay, and we check in to see what anyone might need, and we try to help them. Sundays, 12 to 2 p.m. every Sunday. It is on Zoom. It is private. It is not streamed to Facebook. If you want to join, you can RSVP through our Google form. Just type in the comments. Also, if you want any more information about anything I'm talking about, I will make sure we'll double check and get you that info. Checking in with our community, especially our elders, who are some of the most vulnerable during this time, is extremely important as we navigate through this uncharted territory. We have already lost dear members of our community to the virus, and our elders need us now more than ever. Other events. Tuesday nights, we have a social justice series led by our staff member, Tatiana Benali. It's a fantastic social justice series. That I'm not sure what the topic is this Tuesday, or if it's happening this Tuesday. It might also start going to every other Tuesday, but we'll definitely update you when that information comes in. And I think that's everything. So just to close, I have a couple more minutes left. We try to keep these to about 30 minutes. I would just like to close today's Sunday Live by letting you all know that the American Indian Community House is in continual thought and prayer for all those who are being affected by COVID-19. So please join us in keeping faith with our relatives at the Navajo Nation, White Mountain Apache Tribe, Hopi, Zuni, and other heavily hit pueblos of New Mexico and communities across Turtle Island. For those who are able to contribute, please visit the White Mountain Apache Tribe's GoFundMe COVID-19 Relief Fund. Any monetary contribution is most welcome, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. I'm going to show you a last photo of the beautiful Great Seal of the White Mountain Apache Tribe. So there's the website at the bottom, gofundme.com. You can donate there. Okay. So I'm wishing you all a great week, and please RSVP to any upcoming AICH Zoom events. If you're unable to join us on Zoom, like I said before, you can see the event usually streamed on Facebook Live if it's public, or else archived on our YouTube channel. And I'm just going to quickly, I haven't been able to look at any comments yet, so I'm going to just scroll through the comments real quick here and see if there's anything I missed that anyone wants to know. Yes, this was in New York. The Census website. Thank you, Kate. Native Theaters, awesome. Hi, Kim. Hi, Carmen Lara. Oh, wow. Hello, Hip. Heather Buckmaster, Elizabeth Rolston. Oh, Elizabeth Rolston did a fabulous job in Carlisle with the stage directions. Some people, some actors don't want to do stage directions because they don't feel like it's acting, but there's so much you can do with stage directions. And Elizabeth Rolston knocked it out of the park. It was fabulous, just made it come to life. Allison Hicks, hello, who's been in some of our native theater. Ty Defoe, one of our fabulous organizers. Yago Ine, oh, my mom. Michael Nephew, George Stonefish. Hi, George. Okay, well, it's 1:30 here in Alberta, which means it's 3:30 there in New York. So I'm going to sign off. But thanks for joining me. I hope you like my newscaster background. I'll also give you an update on Fit Native at some point. We'll probably be continuing, but I'm just not sure the schedule yet. So hi. Keenan Askomitin for joining. See you all next week. Bye.